I feel like I start my videos with too much hype, and so then when something truly epic happens, like what I'm about to show you, it's not as impactful. The truth is, I'm a longtime TDS player from all the way back in March 2020, and the very consistent updates that have been bringing new events and new skins and new towers to the game are just all very exciting for me. So I'm not just screaming, OMG, this is crazy, to be one of those YouTubers. So here's my new intro. Hey, cat gang, Calm Harry here with two peaceful cats. We're getting the engineer tower. What? After all the videos I've been making about the leaks for this upcoming update, I was so disappointed that they hadn't given us anything like the release date or even the event's name, but this leak makes up for all of that. Remember how I said in my Mecha Ducky Doom video that even though the devs were done leaking the enemies for this event, they could still leak the event tower? Here, take a listen. I guess the TDS devs could still leak other things that aren't enemies, like part of the event map, or any skins that are going to be in this event battle pass, or even the event tower if we're going to be getting one. Well, call me Nostradamus, because leaking the event tower is exactly what they did. At 10:06 last night, while I was fast asleep, this was posted to the Paradoxum Games Twitter account. It's a mysterious image with one big leak in it, so let me break it down for you. This shadowy figure is absolutely 100% the engineered tower that we've been waiting for almost 2 years. The first time we ever saw this tower was in John Roblox's TDS content reveal trailer all the way back on August 20th, 2020. Now, do you see why I'm getting so hyped for this? It was originally rumored to be another hardcore tower, yet it was never put into the game, and after John released this footage, we didn't even hear anything about it until almost a year later. That was when Chimji posted this pic in the TDS Discord saying, upcoming engineered tower in the works, way back on June 9th, 2021. Up until that point, rumors were going around saying the tower wasn't even gonna be added to the game anymore, which made this leak such a big surprise. In fact, I was so shocked by it that I made a video called The Lost Towers of TDS, which I'm gonna link down in the description. It's a pretty good video with some good information about the engineer and hacker towers, but I guess I can finally say the engineer is no longer lost. The next mention that we got of this tower came on August 17th, 2021, when Chimji uploaded the Phantom Engineer in the TDS Discord. Holy cow, look at these sentries. They look like they're from the Terminator. So freaking cool. I hope we get this skin set soon. This is part of the Phantom skin set, which I hope they release this summer. And that's all the mentions of the engineer tower by the TDS devs until now. Okay, you might be thinking, Harrison, how do you know it's the engineer? Well, there's a couple big details that give it away. The biggest one is these little bumps on top of her head. These are definitely the engineer's goggles, which you can see in both John Roblox's video and Chimji's leaked image. The next thing that makes it obvious for me is her hair. You can see it flowing off the right side of her head. Compare that to this image and tell me you don't see the resemblance. And I know how much you guys like to scream about simp towers, and you know no other tower is gonna have hair this long. And finally, the third thing that gives it away is the very obvious silhouette of a power drill. Now, even though we haven't seen her holding a drill like this before, I think this is what she's gonna have in her hand when she's actually building her sentries. Oh yeah, I need to take a minute to talk about how the engineer tower is actually gonna work. It's gonna build sentries around it, and then when it's not doing that, it'll shoot at the zombies with a pistol. It seems to me that this tower is based on the engineer monkey from Bloons Tower Defense. Both engineers build towers randomly around them, but the biggest difference between these two versions of the tower is that the TDS engineer is gonna build sentries on the path, while the Bloons monkey doesn't. This makes the TDS engineer a lot more like the Evolution Evade engineer, since that version of the tower builds its sentries on the path. But of course, the big difference here is that it only builds one sentry. So you can think of the TDS engineer as a mix between the Bloons monkey and the Evolution Evade person. Now, one of the main things that makes me so excited about the engineer tower finally being in the game is that I'll finally get to use the sentry just like an OG TDS player. For those of you that don't know, the sentries that the engineer builds used to be their very own tower in TDS. Back when I started playing in spring 2020, people actually used it, but the problem was that it was riddled with bugs. It had an inconsistent fire rate, it did inconsistent damage, and it wouldn't properly lock onto enemies. All of these issues led to it being removed from the item shop on December 24th, 2019 with the 2019 winter update, and then removed from the game entirely with the hardcore update released on October 29th, 2020. Oh, here's an idea. Let me know down in the comments if you think OG players that already bought the sentry back in the day should get the engineer tower for free automatically. No OGs answer this, okay? I already know what you're gonna say. Personally, I am so excited to see the sentry in action. This is an even rarer tower than the commando or the frost blaster, and even though it's gonna be part of the engineer instead of its own tower, I still think it's gonna be really good. And one more thing I want to say about this image, I think there's two possible reasons for why she's holding a power drill even though we've never seen her with it before. One, the hammer that she's using in this video was changed to a power drill because that's what the balloon's monkey uses. Or two, she uses both the hammer and the power drill, but the hammer's for repairing the sentries when the zombies run into them, and the power drill is for the actual building of the sentry. Note here that she's built a sentry off the path behind her. This is just a coincidence since her actual build locations for the sentries are going to be random, and since she built the other two on the path, this makes them essentially like the Crook Boss's minions. They're going to be on the path, firing at the zombies, but when the zombies run into them, they'll get destroyed, but also do damage to the zombies. I'm going to guess that at the lower levels, the sentries probably do some minor amount of damage, like 25, but when you upgrade the engineer, she builds stronger sentries that do way more damage to the zombies, both when they shoot them and when the zombies collide with them. And that's when she's going to use the hammer to bring the sentry back to full health after a zombie hits it and dies. So by now, you should totally agree with me and everyone else on the planet that this is in fact the engineer and it's going to be coming out with this event. But the question is it going to be the event tower? Some people don't think so. This is due to the fact that for a long time, it was rumored that the engineer would be the next hardcore tower and would cost gems. But I'm going to guess that now the TDS devs decided not to do this. Maybe they nerfed it so it's not going to be as strong as a hardcore tower, or maybe they're just ready to release it and think it would go great with this event. Now here's why I think it's the event tower. Yesterday when Below posted this to the Paradox of Games Twitter account, I thought it meant that he was working on the update, but he also posted this in the TDS Discord. It's the wrench and the duck. To me, the wrench stands for the engineer tower and the duck stands for this upcoming event, so they go together. And it just wouldn't make sense to be leaking it now unless it's part of this event. I mean, I guess they could be adding a new hardcore tower to the game during this update, but that would mean the devs are adding two new towers to the game at the same time, one for the event and one for hardcore gyms. Yeah, I don't think so. I think the engineer is gonna be the spring 2022 event reward tower, but I could be wrong about that, so let me know down in the comments if you agree with me that the engineer is gonna be the event tower, or do you think it's gonna be another hardcore tower that just happens to be releasing with the spring 2022 event. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button with your forehead, hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming content, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say, peace.